Bună și bine ați revenit la ZFIT Generation. În ediția de astăzi discutăm cu Philip Choban, fondator și CEO al Telios Care, un startup local ce a dezvoltat o serie de soluții și servicii de telemedicină. Hi Philip and welcome back to ZFIT Generation.
Thank you, Ioana. Thank you for the invite and great to see you again also.
It's been a while since we last spoke, I guess 2 years ago, so we have a lot to catch up. First of all, I want to focus on last year, which were your main accomplishments, and also I want to talk to you about the plans that you have for this year. So, first of all, how was 2022 for Telios Care?
That question gets asked of me a lot, for one thing, all right? Last year was an interesting year, I'll say, all right? It was a strange year, but I'm thankful that Telios actually made all its goals that we achieved. Don't ask me how, but we did. All right. I'm very, very pleased with that. Last year went sales wise. We actually doubled sales. And we began a lot of new projects, which are still ongoing this year right now. But one of the most interesting projects we did last year was after the Ukrainian war actually began. All right, we started to offer telemedicine services to Ukrainians in the Ukraine and here both, via our Ukrainian-speaking doctors, nurses, and last year we did over 120,000 consults, and we did them with the support of an NGO from the States and an NGO from here. And that's one of the things that we're extremely proud of, is that we actually took care of people that were really, really in need.
Okay, so even though you don't have an actual business in Ukraine, it was from here.
Exactly. We have an office in Sighetul Marmații, where we have Ukrainian-speaking nurses and doctors, both.
You said that you doubled the sales last year. What does it mean exactly? How many clients do you have today? And if you can mention your revenues for last year.
We went from approximately 150,000 members in 2021 to over 300,000 at the end of last year. We took our revenue from 2021 was around 330,000 euro, and we reached about 750,000 euro this year for last year, 2022. Excuse me.
And when you are saying members, you are referring also to doctors and patients, or just the users?
Only patients. I can tell you that as you know, all right, we're the only company in Eastern Europe that actually has a call center that is manned by nurses that does the triage up front. That call center has grown from, in 2021, at the end of the year, we had 13 nurses. At the end of 2022, we had 32 nurses. So we well over doubled that, because basically our patients, our customers, doubled above. Our medical staff actually grew from 11 specialties at the end of 2021. Now we have 24 specialties and well over 100 doctors.
Okay. So now we can really say that telemedicine is really used in Romania now. I mean, this is a huge growth in the last years.
Our growth has been far above what I actually expected. And what the nice part about all this is that our growth has not only been in our customer base, but our growth has also been in usage rates. People are beginning to use us because they're beginning to realize that they don't have to wake up in at nighttime feeling bad, go to an ER. They can pick up the phone, go on online, either way, and they can resolve things within 15 minutes time and actually get a prescription that is filled at the pharmacy that's nearest to them directly. We're the only, and again, we're the only ones in Eastern Europe that have this.
So they can really call in the middle of the night. I mean, they can really use the service in the middle of the night.
Absolutely. 24/7, 365 days a year. Okay. Including Christmas. We find that things get slow about Christmas time a little bit, but you may or may not be surprised. The nighttime calls actually pick up holiday time, and we understand that. And our usage rates have actually grown from when we began, our usage rates were well below 1%. Now they're growing to actually 25 and 30% now. So people are beginning again to understand that there's a use for us, not only on the medical side, but on the other fronts that we cover also, which I'm sure we'll go into.
Okay. So which are your clients exactly? If you have stats, I mean, I don't know, age, salary, revenue, salary, something like that, occupation, if you have some statistics.
Our client base varies actually pretty dramatically. Most of our customers come from insurers. We service 6 out of the 9 insurers in the country now. So I'd say probably 60 to 70% of our customer base comes from insurers. Their base is very, very broad, from executives on down to factory workers, construction. Age is irrelevant at this point in time. We see the spread going from pediatrics all the way to geriatric care now.
So mainly they don't pay because their company pays for this service, right?
Exactly. We're not a B2C directly yet, although we're experimenting with that at this point in time, and we're doing some programs actually through what we will call channels such as Orange, let's say, okay, which we spoke about before. Okay, we're doing a little bit of B to C, but most of our accounts are B to B to C, i.e., that means insurers are including us in their abonnement because they know that it's a way to drive down their cost also.
Okay, so your clients are insurance companies, but also other types of companies that can offer this service, this benefit for their employees.
We have insurers, we have employee benefit companies such as Sodexo. Okay, we have transportation firms, we have IT firms, we have construction firms. The list the list is again everything from white collar to executive on downward. And I don't like to say we're providing equal access for everybody.
Okay, and your business model is it's a commission, or how does it work exactly?
It's an abonnement that the businesses pay for their employees or the insurers pay for their insured.
Can you mention a range for the costs for the subscription and for how much they pay monthly or yearly?
I can tell you that the larger the portfolio, the less the cost. Okay. On a business to business, it could be as high as 20 lei a month per employee, depending on the package. And we have a number of packages that we provide now also. And if the portfolio is extremely large, such as a large insurer, that can get as low as 6 or 7 lei a month.
Okay, it's affordable.
It's very, very affordable.
Because we spoke a lot about the business model and of your clients, now I want to ask you about the platform, about the functionalities, the features. It's something new. Did you develop new features last year, or did you launch something maybe at the beginning of this year?
Let me explain the way the company is going at this point in time too. We've developed some new platforms. We're not only in the, I'll call it the telemedicine end of things, we're also in the well-being end now. We're finding that more and more employees, because of what occurred in 2020, all right, COVID stressed out a lot of people. We were finding that mental health, nutritional health were becoming key factors in everybody's lives. So what we did is we've developed packages enhancing what our benefits were from the medical side on up to the mental health side. And the interesting part for this year is we're opening a physical clinic in Cluj. That's being built right now.
So you go offline.
Exactly. We're going offline a bit. We are the first hybrid healthcare clinic in Eastern Europe, which means this: in cooperation with Cluj CBC, Cluj Business Campus, excuse me, we've developed a 650 square meter clinic there with all of our specialties, so people will have a choice to either come in person if they really want and need to. We have our telemedicine platform, which is very, very mature at this point in time. And we actually have home visits with devices now that, let's say, Yana, you're at home, all right, and you call us and the doctor says, well, you know, I'd like to do some testing on you, monitoring, all right. We will send a nurse to your house with all of our equipment, connect up with a doctor directly, where we're able to do simple exams at home, issue a prescription for you at home, and have all of this done within the comfort of your house. So in case you do have to go to a clinic, you don't really have to. How's that sound?
Really nice. I mean, it's really useful. Also for people that maybe they cannot go to a clinic and they need medical care. So for sure, maybe for the elderly.
It's useful in a number of different ways, Yana, because one of the places that it's very useful in, insurance rates. Let me give you an example on what I'm very excited about that's going on. Private insurance rates keep going up and up and up each year because people are utilizing their health insurance more and more and more and more. Employers especially are faced with a dilemma with inflation right now. Also, they're faced with employees sick time, and if an employee is on the job and they become ill, they have to replace them, and so on and so on and so on. So what we're also doing is we're offering our nurses inside a factory also that they will be there for a partial time on a shift, that they can, so an employee can walk in and say, I don't feel good. They can see one of our doctors online through our nurse, get a uh, what I'll call a mini preventative exam, and try and resolve their problem right there and then, hopefully saving the employer lost time and hopefully saving the insurer money on clinic time, because as in every country, insurers, all the doctors' rates, all the hospital rates, everything is going up and up and up and up. So all that cost has to be controlled, and we're actually a great way of controlling that upfront cost now.
Okay, so it's also more quick to get an exam, a check, to talk to a doctor, and we can also say it's prevention. Maybe you don't feel that sick, but you want to see you have some symptoms, and you want to talk to a doctor. So maybe it's also prevention.
Exactly.
Okay. This service is available only in Cluj or in the whole country?
Actually, it's being piloted in Cluj right now. And at the end of March, we will expand it more then. Okay. But the pilot began in Cluj because the majority, this is where our um, headquarters is in Cluj, but we do have offices. As I mentioned before, we have an office in Sighetu, Marmației, and we have one in your hometown there, also Bucharest now.
Okay. So you're spreading now. You have offices in more cities than I think that when we first spoke. So now I want to get a little deeper in the financial and investment part. I remember that in 2021 you raised an investment of 1 million euros or dollars, if I remember correctly.
1.3 million euros.
1.3 million. Okay. And since then, have you raised other money, or now do you need a new investment? Did you finish that 1.3 million euros?
Oh, everybody, great. Okay. Small story. When we raised the 1.3, everybody said, wow, 1.3. Said 1.3 million you can go through in a heartbeat. Everybody knows that. Okay. We used it what we consider wisely, at least I hope so. All right. I bought everybody the people that know me know that I'm one of the few CEOs that travel between Bucharest and Cluj using the blah blah car. Okay. 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 We watch everything we spend very closely.
I thought BlaBlaCar is not available in Romania now.
Yes. Oh, yes, it is. Absolutely.
But it's a surprise. Okay.
Okay, I travel that a lot, and it's great. I meet a lot of people, and actually, the truck drivers that I went with in the tiers gave me the open doors to their companies to go into and present us, because a lot of truckers actually become ill on the road and they didn't have a way to get resolution. So it was not only a learning experience on my part, but it opened a lot of doors, and I made a lot of good friends actually too.
So you win clients also with this BlaBlaCar.
Exactly. It worked out extremely well with that. We just began another round. We began a round, and we're trying to raise another 1.2 million. Half of it is actually committed to right now. Fortech has recommitted again to be our lead investor, so they're in, and we have half of that amount raised, and we also had some interesting activity. We're looking at an actual acquisition at this point in time. Our first one, not here
That was my question. If it's a player from Romania.
in the States. We're looking at acquiring a telemedicine company that we've been affiliated with for a few years, everything. And this is going to give us our international expansion, because it's going to be a type of a quasi merger acquisition.
They operate just in US or in other countries as well.
Only in the US.
But you will be able together to expand in other countries.
Exactly. They'll actually provide us, and we will provide them. We will cross mix our platforms. They will be providing us in areas that we don't currently serve, and we will be providing them in areas and ways that they don't currently serve. And how this is being done, so you know also, is we've created a company under Telios brand, and which we own. We have we have put our software under that company right now, because as a medical clinic, which we are, we were unable to do anything and provide that software outside of our own realm. So now we're able to actually do that, which has opened up a lot more doors. And that's why this company approached us, because now we're able to actually utilize our software outside of our own usage.
Okay, so your software could be used now within other telemedicine companies or medical companies.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So this is like one of your growth strategies.
Exactly. The clinic, both the Telios clinic, the home visits, and the software were actually strategically planned years back. This was a part of our growth that we actually planned 3 years back at least now. So we're keeping on our growth patterns. And again, me being from the States, okay, I see a lot of growth patterns there that we don't have to reinvent here. We can reproduce them and make a market fit here.
Yes, it's much easier for sure. You said that now you have committed half of the investment that you are targeting, And for the rest, you are in discussions now with other investors, or which is the plan? I don't know if you're thinking crowdfunding or something like this also.
We're thinking we're in discussions with some VCs and PEs in throughout Europe and in the States both. Uh, we've had serious discussions with a number of VCs here. We're experiencing a number of discussions with a number of VCs and PEs in the States right now, and we think that we will have all of our commitments. Hopefully, will be in by the end of this March. As you're aware, it's a difficult time to raise money. Also, all right, funds are very difficult right now. The only thing that has propelled us to get our commitments right now has been our growth and has been and is our future plans. Also, people know that our end goal is not only in the country here, but to be the predominant player in Eastern Europe, and now with our cooperation that's going on in the States right now, we feel that the growth is even going to be faster than what we expected right now, and we're hoping that people are going to recognize that, look, we provide a service. We're a service business above all. Software changes a lot. We try and keep up with that with our own developers and things, but we also know that things take time, everything. So our priorities are based around the people that utilize us. That's it. So with this fundraise, we will go through some funding, and since we are an SA, we're open to direct investment also. We have about 60 shareholders now. Most of our shareholders from the previous rounds have come back for this round, and anybody that's interested in number one, a growth sector, and number two, helping people the way they should be helped, open for discussion. How's that sound?
Very good. So the half that you already have committed, it's not committed just by Fortech, but also from other from previous shareholders, previous investors.
Exactly. Yes.
Exactly. What do you want to do with this new investment? Will it be in expansion, in as you said, this acquisition or merger? Where will the money go exactly from this round?
Okay. The money's going to go for expanding what our base is right now. We're developing more products for insurers. We're developing more products for businesses. We're developing more products for ourselves, such as home visits. Is we see we know, we don't see it. We know that it's a growth sector in Eastern Europe that is expanding rapidly. So we're going to use these funds to develop those three sectors I spoke about before: telemedicine, clinical care, and home care. Although those three will be what that's going to be utilized for, plus doing some acquisition work that we're currently doing in the States, and we're looking at some here also right now.
Okay, but for now, you're not going to another market. You're not entering, I don't know, some neighboring market.
We've already entered Moldova, Bulgaria, Hungary.
Oh, so you're present in these countries.
We're present in those now. Those were part of our expansion plans last year, and we made those goals. So we have entered those markets, and we're looking at we're currently looking at also, I'll call it a venture for lack of better words. We're looking at a venture with one of our counterparts in Poland right now also. So we're outside Romania now, and I'm glad you mentioned this because it's a huge aspect. A growing part of our revenue right now is also coming from the diaspora outside Romania, people in France, people in the UK, especially people in Spain right now, and Italy both have been subscribing to us directly because we're finding that people living outside, which by the way, and again, I'm sure you know this, the diaspora was rated at 5 million, I believe, outside before. Now it's up to 6 million. Okay. So we're still seeing that outward flow here. But what people are also realizing, and what people like, is that they can get a subscription to us, call a Romanian doctor, speak to them in their own home tongue, and get a prescription to their pharmacy in the country that they're currently in, because our prescriptions are also allowed in all of the EU and the UK.
This is an important aspect. I mean, it's not that you can talk with a Romanian doctor, but you can get the prescription for the country you are living in.
Exactly. And those prescriptions, are written in the language of that country also.
Okay, so this is a little bit of B2C.
A little bit of B2C. I said we're experimenting with it now. It's an area that's growing. One of the reasons we didn't attack it in a more aggressive way, I'll call it, was because with our experience in the States, B2C was never a strong area. But we're finding that the B2C in the diaspora can actually be one, but I'm approaching that in an enthusiastic way because I want to help also. We want to help. All right. But I'm also approaching that in a cautious way too, because I don't have that much experience.
Okay, I understand. My final question is about your goals this year in terms of revenues and members, patients, but also doctors and clients, companies.
Oh, A, B, C, D, and all the above, huh? Okay. Okay, as we call multiple choice, right? Okay. Look, our plans are doubling sales, which we have actually been extremely consistent with throughout the years. All right, doubling of clients, offering more services as discussed before, increasing our medical staff, increasing our especially our um, um, well-being and nutrition end of things, but the main growth in cost, let's say, is going to be the clinic, because running a clinic is going we will have 24 doctors, nurses, equipment, everything that goes along with a clinic. But again, this is not outside of the plans that we planned on 3 years ago. So those are the goals for this year. And actually, at the end of January, we're pretty much on track. But let me be very candid about this too. With inflation rates, with the way costs are going up, I'm very practical, and I'm a conservative thinker. That every place we're putting money, we're watching. Number one is number one. Our clients are the most important. Our customers are the most important. Number two, though, the most important is the people that work for us, because most of the people that work for us actually own a small piece of us also. Okay. And then number three, but equally as important, are the people that have faith in us and put money with us, because I'm a utilizer of their money, of course, but I'm actually a custodian of their money also, and we have a responsibility to them also, which personally, myself, I take seriously as anything else I do in life. And as you know me also, I should probably be retired. I should probably be done with all these things, everything. I love what I do. I enjoy the aspect that I get to help people, and and what I get in return doesn't matter to me. It makes me feel like I'm actually doing something I should be doing, and that's making a difference not only in my life, but of those around me.
Your work has an impact, so that's what is important, and the fact that you love what you do. So, Philip, thank you so much for this interview. Thank you for catching up with Telios Care business, and also I'm expecting the announcement of finalizing this round of investment in March. So good luck in raising the rest of the money, and we'll make another update here at Zefeti Generation. So thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Yana, very much. Great to see you again, and looking forward that we can actually meet at one point in time too.
Of course, maybe we'll do something offline also. Thank you again so much.
Thank you very much, Yana.
Aceasta a fost ediția de astăzi a Zefeti Generation. Dacă aveți un proiect de startup tech, nu ezitați să ne contactați pe adresa de e-mail zefetigeneration@ronzf.ro. Seară frumoasă!